My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Hand of Fate 2. Okay, I can't do the voice of the dealer. It's my closest approximation thereof, though. So let's actually build a deck. Let's see all the information that is given to us. The Magician, rescue the missing Empire soldiers from a town plagued with corruption. Growing Source, we have to prepare to fight Corrupted. Never seen those before. And Void Empire. I think I actually saw an option where I could have fought Corrupted. It was the Deep Water card. I could have fought Corrupted if I didn't dive into the water, but I did dive into the water, and that was a bad idea, as it turns out. Avoid Empire, lose gold for every Empire killed. Okay, so try not to kill Empire. Got it. Companions, so we've only got one that we can choose, and it is the Trickster. Let's actually inspect that card.
All mages are my children. This one, however, I would rather disown.
Magic Shield, when activated, Malclips casts a protective shield on you that absorbs a single hit. Occasionally, respin any Wheels Gambit, but lose your companion for 3 turns. And can cast ranged spells that cause magic damage that ignore the enemy's defense. Can teleport to avoid damage. Okay. Fair enough. They're going to be accompanying us. We also have 5 encounters that we can put in. I'm going to put in all of the ones that will earn us tokens so that we can earn further encounters onwards. We earned the Old Maiden, and it was good. Distressed Damsel, I think this was good as well. That was like a 12 on a roll, so that wasn't even that hard. Fork in the Road, Tarts and Pies. Actually, I'm just going to put these 2 new ones in so that I can actually get a reasonable understanding of them. All right, let's go back. And now, equipment. Well, I mean, I only have 5 equipment here, so I'll just knock them all in. Don't mind if I do. All right, let's start. So all of the cards that we choose...
Call to heroism. How many adventures start thus?
So all of the cards and events and equipment that we choose get shuffled into the deck that the dealer then uses to tell the story of our past.
Nothing but the game. I was defeated. It is true. I became complacent long before then. I thought I knew everything about the game and what it could be. Now you see before you the extent of my research. I have crafted this game anew.
Your conversation with the fur trader is interrupted as Malaclips arrives in a flurry. The whispers speak of trouble at the edge of the Empire. The town of Westend is suffering against the Blight. Head to Westwind or find out more. Find out more, obviously. Ask about Empire protection. A small garrison is meant to be protecting the town, but apparently they're all either dead, missing, or drunk. What makes Westwind special? I've traveled far to escape oppression of the Empire. Westwind gave me that freedom, and I intend to return the favor. Ask where it is. It sits on the outer edge of the Empire, while the Emperor focuses on the capital, its nobles and merchants. Those at the fringes are neglected. All right, that's enough for now. Let's head there. You return to the markets and ask if any traders headed to Westwind might need an escort. There's 3 options: a food wagon, a weaponsmith, and a stonemason. I think I'm gonna go with a weaponsmith, because I'm guessing this is I get to choose a resource. Food is gonna be food, obviously. Weaponsmith is gonna be a weapon. And stonemason, I have no clue. Actually, because I don't know, I'm gonna take stonemason. You hitch an uneventful ride with the stonemason. Gold. I could have guessed that, actually. You arrive at the town of Westwind. To defend the town, you'll need to locate as many Empire soldiers as you can before the Blight invades. Got it. And we have 0 soldiers recruited so far.
The North has gone from a loose collection of tribes to something to truly fear.
You find some Imperial soldiers strung up by Northerners. Fight to free them, pay to free them. I think 3 of Frost. I'll fight. We have one-handed weapon, so this should be fine.
You here.
Sure, let's see if the mage can help us here. Don't mind if he does. So you can see all of the different elements, all of the different cards outside of this being drawn in. That was the 3 of snow or whatever it was. Oh, that's Malaclips. Oh, with a delightful, friendly book. A magician, a jester, and a vagabond. When activated, Malaclips casts a protective spell on you that can block a single hit. So we have the ability to make our companion do something. All right. I immediately lost it. Okay. Okay, so these guys actually have kind of consistent attacks. They have a combo, almost. Oh, also, I'm holding an axe. Why am I holding an axe? Dang it. For a second there, I thought I had died because I was taking a hit in the same frame that the slow motion started. That would be terrifying if I died this early in the game. Armory, gain equipment. Figured. Hey, Bastion of Purification. Again, corrupted defend causes 30% of your weapon damage to the attackers. Reduces movement speed by 10%, and you can block. Okay. Quite worth. We get 3 food, and we get 2 recruits. Nice.
Commerce thrives in even the most unusual of locations.
Shopkeeper nods as you enter. Adventurer, how's the world out there? Let's... So I don't want to sell that. Buy equipment. I can just buy the Cardinal Blade. I'm doing it.
Like a compass, it indicates the truth of all directions.
Okay, so those are the only ones I can sell. There's no reason for me to try and buy anything else here. Inventory is... Hang on. How am I supposed to... How do I inventory? Nope. Nope, it's not that. I don't know how to inventory. What if I'm just gonna click it. There we go. Okay, so my Bastion of Purification wasn't even worn at the time, and I could have been using a neglected sword, but I had a villager's axe, I guess. No reason why. Alright, let's continue.
They place themselves in these dire positions, and then expect a hero to come rescue them when things become too much.
While patrolling the outskirts of Westwind, you hear the clash of steel and the unmistakable groan of the corrupted. Your investigation leads you to a distressed nobleman perched on a roof of his carriage.
Thank the gods! I was heading to tea with Duke Gilbert when we were ambushed. My footman left me here to fight them off, but the brawlers now dispersed into the forest.
The noble peers fearfully at the tree line.
If you stay here and protect me, I can pay.
Go after the soldiers. Let's actually help them. You rush into the forest and quickly encounter a squad of Empire soldiers fighting the corrupted. Let's go! The loading scenes for the fights, I have to imagine, would be a little less long if I were playing without recording. Okay. The first touch of corruption brings forth the darkest elements of their victims. Infected enemies are feeble, rather, causing them to become knocked down when their health is low. Use a finisher before they recover. Okay.
By sea and sun, straight and fain.
Yeah. Get him! Right. And you again, and then I can just use my weapon. Okay, the weapon special with the Cardinal Blade is awesome, and it shoots out in all cardinal directions. I love it. Alright, we gain 1 equipment from 2. That's excellent, but I mean, I don't really care. So I'll just take 1. I'm not going to equip it, though. We gain 20 life. Don't mind if I do. Yikes. Okay, with the corrupted dispatch, the soldiers turn to you. I'm sure we could have handled it, but thanks for stepping in. I guess we should go back to escorting His Sir Highness, this quivering blanket of Mumsy, off to his palace. Offer them gold. I don't have any. Appeal to their sense of duty to defend Westwind. 18! Oh, but I have 5 die. I can do that. Come on. Fuck. That actually still would require reasonably high causes. Your words fall on deaf ears as the soldiers trudge back to their duty, carrying the noble to his estate. No recruits during your course.
Always treat those who feed you with respect. Even I stand by this rule, and I have respect for few.
You chance upon a wooden cart, overflowing with pears, pies, and many items otherwise. A wonderful smell wafts from the cart. Malclip shakes his head. Poor old Chester. This is why you should have never been seduced by the wiles of women, coin slave. They'll break your heart and leave you selling your lemon tarts in a little business sense. The old farmer hawks his wares to passers-by. Tarts, pies, and exotic fruits. Chester gives you a jolly wave. Would you like to buy something this fine morning? I have no money. I've been simply giving tarts away today. Must be for the sunshine. He considers a few remaining tarts for a while and finally decides on a price. Go for it. I don't have any of these. Pay Chester. You don't have enough gold. He seems strangely affronted by this. He takes the tart from your hand and coldly asks you to leave. Aww. I was really hoping we were going to get away with that.
To see one of the small ways I've changed the game.
The small
Each
ways
challenge differs both in their rules and their objectives. Even those cards which were once the stairs now vary per challenge, as you will see.
Okay, I understand. The stairs are usually the way you move between different floors of a single encounter or a single run or a single campaign or whatever you want to call it. So I imagine those are now in and of themselves fights. The Westwind tower bell chimes feverishly. The town crier bellows,
There's corrupted inside the town. They broke through the sewers and into Loose Lane. Our brave soldiers have gone down there to sort it out.
join the soldiers, go to the next level, or continue exploring. We cannot let the corruption spread for the good of the town. We must dispose of anyone who's been tainted even a little. Got it. Alright, we'll join in the fight. 4 of steel versus 3 of blight. Yeah, I think I could even just leave them to do it, but I will intervene on their behalf just to make the job a little easier. Prepared for violence in every major direction.
I hope this works.
Hit me, hit me. I've got to get better at doing the finishes when they're actually relevant rather than having to walk the entire length of the map to go and do them. Because that looks like it hit twice. So that's 60 damage, which is equivalent to about 5 of my attacks. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Probably 4 of my attacks, actually, considering they do 18. With the corruption threat removed, you've ensured these soldiers survive. To add to the town's defense, you gain 4 recruits. They help you scavenge what you can from the remains of the poor souls taken by the corruption. Oh, plus 10 max life. Beautiful. And 10 gold. Okay, I don't want to choose the wrong direction. I'm gonna go across. Captured soldiers.
Your supplies are running low. Make your choices carefully.
I can't pay to free them at this point. I don't think that's a good idea for me to do. Specifically because I'm gonna need this money to buy some food, because I have no food. I think I have 2 food left. I've really got to hope for the old maiden soon. Nice. Raiders from the frozen darkness of the far north they come. Northerners can perform combo attacks. There we go. Use riposte with single-handed weapons to deal extra damage immediately after you defend.
By sea and sun, fate is vain.
Wait a second. Hey, it does get everyone. Nice. Okay, so that attack was negated. Okay, roll straight through. Beautiful. Achievement unlocked, Ninja. I have to imagine that's complete a fight without taking damage. We were hit, mind you, but we didn't take damage. Currently visiting Thunar's Boon. Draw a game card at the beginning of each new map. If it's a max life card, then keep it, otherwise discard it. Okay, it's not that great, but it is a blessing. And blessings are nice to have. With the Northerners dead, you free the soldiers and we gain 2 recruits. Beautiful.
Each
Hey!
she has done rather better than I in the time that has passed.
Walking through a shady forest, you encounter a frail old maiden. She stops to greet you. For centuries I have helped the mortals who found themselves lost in my forest. There was a young maiden card in the first game, if I recall correctly. And it was effectively this. Ask for supplies, longer life, or gold. Obviously, we'll ask for supplies. This should sustain you for a few days, she says, squinting at you with tired eyes. Buy food. Yep. Good.
In your
Not amazing,
life,
but it's good.
You will have wandered endless intersections, yet this one sticks with you. Why? What is it in your memory that catches here?
I don't know. You arrive at signpost detailing the possible east and west. Okay, so I guess that's just a vision card?
Now your chance presents itself. At last, stand in the defense of the peasantry. What noble traits you display already.
Yeah, we're gonna go do the other two because I want those tokens.
Your
Yeah.
companion has his own story to tell. We must wonder if this is a tale of a hero or a villain.
If it earns me cards, I don't mind. You arrive in the city markets to meet with Malaclypse's associate. You find him sitting on a blanket by the sewer gates. You can't tell if he's a goblin, a human, or an animate pile of greasy rags. A few wilted daisies and duckweed are tied with rope that flops on the ground around him. Merc! Malaclypse calls to the creature, arms outstretched. I have a favor to ask of you, my handsome friend. The greasy goblin man raises an arm to stop the bard's prattle.
10 gold first, you know that.
Malaclypse looks at you expectantly. Give the goblin man 10 gold. Sure. Malaclypse steps forward as Merc counts the coins. Merc, old bean! The bard looks furtively around before quickly waving at his shoulder. I require help in removing a certain illness. Oh, is he corrupted? That kind of information costs more than a few coins, you sputter indignantly. I will require a test of skill from her, he points at you. Pick a flower and eat it. The greasy florist displays his meager wares. Malaclypse nods as if this was a fair request. I mean, there are wilted daisies. There was bileweed. I don't know, I'm just gonna go for the luminous purple flower. Uh-oh. Alright. Fuck. I tried as hard as I could. You feel an intense wave of heat emanate from your stomach to your neck and you collapse to the floor. You wake to Malaclypse splashing you with water. Merc has left and you can see him attempting to steal a seed bun from a baker's stall. We'll come back later and try again. Alright.
In my day, thieves kept their distance. None would pickpocket a mage for fear of failure, or worse, success.
The market bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the lands call out to passerbys to sell their wares. As the sun beats down on the crowded street, you pause briefly to draw water from a fountain. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings. Oh no. You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of a thief as they weave through the crowd.
Now you wager for more than mere success and failure. You choose the very stakes themselves.
The thief is nimble, but you manage to gain on them as they negotiate the crowd. With the thief almost in arm's reach, you knock over a barrel of apples in an attempt to hinder you. They knock over a barrel of apples, rather, in an attempt to hinder you. Come on. That was a 50-50. If I got 4, 5, or 6, I would have met the target. The apples roll across the ground in front of you, and you lose your footing and land squarely on your back. The thief gets away. You dust yourself off, and don't get the coin, because you're the world's worst video gamer.
Another
Last hand
chance
time.
to redeem yourself. Let's see how you handle it this time.
Atop Westwind Town Hall is a large bell tower. It's used to signal the day's end for the workers in the mine and the surrounding field, but now it will summon Westwind's defenders. Do you wish to summon the soldiers you've recruited? Yes, as night cloaks Westwind, you can sense the corruption rising in the shadows all around you. You survey the soldiers you managed to recruit. You've gathered a large group of soldiers to defend the town. Here's hoping you won't need any more. You must survive till morning when the Imperial reinforcements arrive. Give a rousing speech. The soldiers appear unmoved by your words and remain tense and fearful. I tried. That's got to be one of those circumstances. Actually, I recently in D&D, I'll mention after I read this, Terror of Westwind. As the final vestiges of humanity are erased, the Terror wakes. Use Bash to break the Terror's corrupted armor and defeat it with a finisher before it regenerates. I've actually, in D&D recently, my character, a bard, as you might imagine, had reason to give an inspiring speech to a town full of people to defend against an on-sieging army. And the speech I gave was read directly from my phone.
Men, if you something need to fight, then you must fight. Sun Tzu said that. And I think he knows a little more about fighting than you do, pal, because he invented it.
The soldier's speech from Meet the Soldier.
You don't think you could have
TF2.
I hope this works.
Okay. So I just... No. So it's bash, hit, dodge. Got it. No! Hang on. Just... I want to take down the Terror of Westwind's armor first, because it looks like they have two different health bars. So I have to imagine that as soon as I get the armor off, it's going to be so much easier on me. There we go. And there goes the vast majority of that armor. Wait. No kidding! Okay, so it's like a 2 health bars, but one of them is just defense of itself. Got it. So literally all I do is I just go in bash. Because that seems to be the case. Bash, 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 bash. Continue bashing. And finisher. Don't mind if I do. It looks like all of my soldiers died in that battle.
A mighty creature of chaos felled by your power. Does it satisfy you? This bloodshed?
Always does.
Knowing
Once
those you destroy were once simple peasants going about their day.
Yeah, but they weren't anymore. Once the corrupted behemoth falls, the rest of the minions flee, their spirits broken. The soldiers erupt into cheers, praising your valor. You rest until morning, ready to greet the reinforcements with a town already saved.
The magician returns to the deck, but now we only begin our stories of fate, folly, and magic. Do not think I'm satisfied with this, but at least we have a place to begin.
Okay, so we only have one of those that's actually going to give us a card for the future. Although that does appear. Yep, we've finished the magician, and clocking in just near 25 minutes. It's perfect length.
You will find more options open to you. Should you find yourself blocked or overly challenged, take the time to explore the board. Unlocking cards will give you options you have not yet considered.
Exactly. I mean, the magician, as we were building our deck, we pretty much built it just out of all we had. Like, there was no other option for us. The cards that you put in your deck in the future will obviously be much more guided by the ones that you've unlocked, to the point that you will be able to make strategic decisions. For example, if I know I'm going up against a bunch of Northerners, I'm only going to put one-handed weapons in the deck, so that when I draw a weapon, I'm going to get a one-handed weapon. That's like a super low-level version of it, but if I know, like, a map is particularly large, I'll put a lot of food gain in the deck, all of those kinds of things. And you can craft your adventure in a very specific way that's really, really interesting on the strategic level. For the moment, though, my name's Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Hand of Fate 2. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all of my content of the game, past, present, and future, and hopefully we'll see you next time.